Although I don't have that much experience with annotating books, I'm happy to share with you the things that I am doing. What I do is really, I make it up as I go. I don't know what it is that I'm going to be looking for or wanting to annotate until I'm actually reading the book. And again, this might vary based on whether you read nonfiction or you read fiction, or if you do have goals in mind, like are you reading with the book club? And so are you pulling things out to discuss in a book club, or is this just for reference in your own library, etc., etc. There's two main things that I do. I guess the one thing is making it fun, creative, making it aesthetically pleasing. And then the second thing is just to kind of consolidate my ideas into very concrete terms, and let me show you what I mean. In terms of the color coding and the making it aesthetically pleasing, what I'll do is that I primarily just use tabs, and then inside you might see some pen marks. That's it. The other thing I might use, but I don't use too often, are post-it notes, especially these transparent ones. I will also match it to the cover, so I don't know if you noticed, but this cover is primarily blue, yellow, and red, so I used blue, yellow, and red tabs. Similarly for Daring Greatly, blue, green, yellow, blue, green, yellow. When a title doesn't have color like this one, I just kind of make my own color palette. I try to match the color of the outline that I'm using to the tab. And for this book in particular, because of the purpose, I was writing a review on it, so I needed to know more information. I used two kind of systems, whereas for my other books, I haven't been doing that. Here, you'll notice that there are both blue underlines and red underlines, but there's only a red tab. So for me, while I was reading this book, it kind of meant that underline is something that I really want to remember, sure, but then the tabs were something that I really wanted to take away. I wanted to be able to come back and reference this as like the thing, right? Like if I had to pull out one sentence from this chapter, it's probably something that was tabbed. Something else that I would do, also because again, this is nonfiction, is write some notes for myself that will summarize some of the sections, so that again, if I'm referencing in this in the future, I'm able to see those notes quickly instead of rereading the paragraph. For the other books, I really just tab them and then underline what it is that I'm tabbing. So every tab on here is going to have a matching underline. What I meant by consolidating it into a concrete thing is that as I'm reading, I start to develop the ideas of the things that I'm tabbing. So this is kind of like my list. As you can see, I haven't transposed this into a different format. If I did it the cute, aesthetically pleasing, complete way, it would look a little bit more like this. So this is my legend for all of the tabs, and you'll see that the kind of concrete labels are matching or complementary. So quotes to remember, concepts to discuss, metaphors to use, exercises to try, disagreements to explore. I'm realizing that I haven't made my legend for Daring Greatly, but you'll see that it'll look something like this. Yellow is a quote. I really like quotes. Green is a connection. So a connection to something that I've learned in another place, or a concept, or something that I think of. So for example, some of them are super general, like this is what CBT kind of represents, and some of them are more specific. I'll write what the connection is. So here I'm tying something to Bent Bells, which is a kindness nonprofit, and that helps me remember the connections.